Episode 51, with your host, Reigning Death 909, also known as Kenneth, and co-host...
Brother_1, also known as David, as I'm trying to get stuff in my hotel to work so that I can do this.
Yeah, so show's a bit off the sorts this week, because as you just heard, the host here is out of the city, and I don't have the setup, so...
Very, very far out of the city.
Yes,
I'll win
very
the
far.
city, and soon I'll be having some Outback steakhouse delivered. Oh boy.
So, this is how we're going to do our show this week, folks. Unfortunately, we still have the chat, so feel free to speak up at any time.
Speak up, speak easy. Hey yo. I make some dynamic adjustments, oh lord. I don't even know
So
if my microphone voice activity is working correctly. It seems off. It seems way too high. I need to fix that. Why did I go to edit channel? Whoopsie!
Yeah, so I have our Discord voice showing so that you can see who's talking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, this is kind of new to us and very weird, especially.
Hopefully, this won't be a regular occurrence.
Yeah. I mean, well, no, it'll be a regular occurrence since I moved, but not like this. I'll figure something else out, I guess.
Yeah, we will figure this out.
Spend time doing something somewhere.
But for now,
something
soda.
dark.
So enough about the technical backgrounds of what's going on. Let's get to it.
Put your order out for delivery. Is it out for delivery? Bread will be included. Silverware will be included. Sweet.
Oh, he deals with the getting his.
Oh no, I'm pretty good. I was just checking, do blade checking, discount double check. God, the resolution on this computer is awful.
Time to start off with some news. So this is infuriating for folks who like to go to sports games or damn near anything. Buy tickets.
The old ball game.
So the Toronto Blue Jays, now it's come out, receive secret commissions for every ticket sold on StubHub, allowing them to profit off of scalping their own seats without telling fans.
Pretty creative, kind of. I mean, part of me, I find it interesting and less, dickish.
No, it's extremely dickish, because they upcharge the tickets by, double, practically.
So?
If they want them to charge that much, fucking just do it in their own damn box office. I mean, don't be like, hey, we've taken half of our tickets and we're gonna make extra money, and then get a kickback on that extra money because we're selling them ourselves. We're scalping them ourselves.
Is it half?
Well, they don't say what the percentages they get as a kickback, but I mean, they make the money off of the sale of the increased price of tickets, and then they get a kickback from that increased sale anyways.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting, you know? It's like,
doesn't
ticket scalpers exist, sure, but no, fuck them. If they're selling tickets in their own box office, and you also gotta remember, these fucking companies have been fighting for years to stop scalpers scalping tickets. And then they have the audacity to do it themselves.
Yeah. See, that's what it is. They're like, oh, no, ticket scalpers. And I don't know why, because, at some point, somebody bought the ticket. I guess they're just not happy that somebody else is going to make more money off of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're not happy somebody's making more money off the same ticket.
It has to do with the frequency of the sell, though, for the most part. Most of the time, it's literally done, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, if somebody
the thing is, it's not like somebody. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not like somebody's buying 1,000 tickets and then scalping all 1,000 tickets. They're buying 10, maybe, or 5 or 6.
No, not even that. Some ticket scalpers don't even buy the tickets. They just roll up there. That's one of the coolest things to do. I've done that before. I think I've done that for school events too, where I just rolled up. Yes. No, damn it, it's not working. Oh, there we go. Now it might work. There we go. Sweet.
Whatever he's trying to do.
I'm trying to hook up my PlayStation to my TV, and it's like the TV's. It's one of those weird like systems. This one's called NCO instead of the other one that we had. We had a good Motorola one last time. This one's kind of it's the same thing almost, but it just doesn't. I don't know. That was good. The other one you could actually control the TV. But yeah. But
So-
no, it is pretty messed up.
So they're saying here, at least 20,000 tickets to the opening day game, or 45% of all stadium seats, were posted for sale on online ticket reselling platforms like StubHub, Bid Seats, Ticket Now, and SeatGeeks. Detailed analysis. The average price of these online seats were 205% face value. Which, thankfully, that large of a markup will soon be illegal in Ontario, so they won't be able to do this to as great an extent as far as price, but they'll still be able to sell fucking half their damn tickets.
Yeah.
So StubHub's head of global communication, Glenn Learman, has actually confirmed that the Jays receive payments, like apparently all Major League Baseball teams, for tickets sold on the world's largest online ticket reseller. We don't say how much of the cut goes to the clubs, but for the direct sale, but he says other MLB teams have done it. He says there's instances in the past where some teams have used us as an alternative distribution channel. It's something you would encourage teams to do, but it doesn't happen very often. Yeah, because everybody fucking... Of course you encourage teams to do it. You make money, they make money. Yeah. Exactly. Apparently, according to the analysis, it shows that it's easier to get a Jays seat for the opening game in the online aftermarket than from the box office.
Well, yeah, because it's a big deal, so people are gonna go buy it out.
They're more expensive on they're more expensive on the ticket scalping site.
Well, yeah, but also again, people buy them out to either scalp them or because also it's an important deal.
Rescalp them?
Rescalp them. No, I mean I'm pretty sure it's more because they want to just.
Well, I think it's probably more because those seats where they're scalping, where the club is, where the baseball team scalping is, probably good seats, so they don't have a choice if they want good seats. Like you have to buy those tickets at the inflated prices.
No, that's possible too.
Because it makes sense. It's like, oh, you put the cheap seats, fucking keep them on your own site, but the prime seats down near the dugout and shit, it's like, nah, that shit can go on the ticket scalping site because people will pay double, maybe even triple.
People will pay big bottom money for that.
So, yes, apparently only 13,000 out of a stadium of 45,000 seats were available on the club's box office. Apparently they said more than 20,000 of the seats would be posted for resale online, so this is ridiculous, folks. I mean, if I was in Toronto, I would boycott the fucking Blue Jays. Because this level of dirty and bullshit shenanigans just to make extra fucking money and force people to pay more. Because, like, if you want people to pay more, fine, but just sell them on your own goddamn website.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't be like, oh, we're gonna sell them on this on StubHub or whatever, and then upcharge price by double, and then take a cut of this extra sell anyways.
We're gonna sell them on Grub StubHub.
Bullshit.
A little bit. Did I get tagged somewhere in Discord? I think I did. So weird that we're using Discord. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Anyway, boop, 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 boop. Trying to find the button to go down. That is good enough. Boop, boop, boop. French soldiers attacked. Police detained 2 in Grenoble. Police have detained. Oh god, the resolution on they trying to move pages is awful.
You're having a great time of it.
I know, right? Police have detained 2 people after a group of soldiers was almost hit by a car while they were jogging near their barracks in southeastern France. soldiers of the 7th Mountain Battalion. Wow. I'm used to hearing like 191st and shit. There's 7th. Anyway, managed to avoid the oncoming vehicle in Varses, Eliares, et Reset. The driver shouted in Arabic at the soldiers before the attack and sped off afterwards, and what reports said was a Peugeot 208 with fake number plates. That's funny. The reports suggest a woman was also in the car and no one was harmed. Prosecutors in Grenoble said the attack was not being treated as a terrorist incident.
I mean, it's definitely suspect. It's definitely suspect. 'Cause, I mean, just a guy shouting in Arabic at the soldiers before trying to run them over.
Pretty much, just like the other Paris attack last year or the year before.
Or pretty much any other attack that's happened in
the incident came the same day that 4 victims of a hostage taking at a supermarket in southwestern town of Trebes were buried. The gunman Radwan Lakdim began his attacks on the 23rd of March near Carcassonne by firing at local police officers who were out for a jog, injuring one of them. And these dudes just out for a jog. French Army spokesman Colonel Benoit Brulon, extremely French.
Very French.
Creme brulee. I'm just going to call him creme brulee. No. Thursday confirmed Thursday's attack, saying the man had verbally threatened some soldiers who were starting their morning jog before trying to ram them as they returned. Okay. France remains on high alert after a number of terror attacks in recent years, although in October last year, President Macron lifted a state of emergency in place since 2015. Wow, I didn't realize that France was like as bad as America.
Well, France really isn't.
I mean, see me tabbing through.
I know, it's hilarious.
This is how I have to do this now.
Well, the thing about France is that, I mean, they've been under, freaking 4 or 5 different terrorist attacks.
Does that actually work? Kind of. It doesn't work very well.
So often and recent, that it has the populace terrified. Because, I mean, normally, Europe and European countries are a fair amount safer than America. I mean, and really, these terrorist attacks are outliers, of course. And also, it's really because of the ease of ability of terrorists to move around the continent. Because coming to America, it's fucking difficult. Relatively speaking, compared to...
I almost thought I was going to get submitted to a narcotics checkpoint today. So I was driving, and I saw this, there's this, I guess, truck on the side of the road. It had, a police, billboard sign in the back of it. Not even a billboard. It was, a giant, trifold poster, but bigger because it went across the entire bed of the truck. It said, "Police narcotics check ahead." And I was like, what? I was like, am I about to get stopped and checked for narcotics in the middle of the damn road? I was like, what?
Why the hell's that going on in Dallas?
It wasn't. It was, it was going on, but I guess it was that them warning people that they were checking a vehicle for narcotics up ahead. Because, well, that's what was happening. Strange. They were checking just a random vehicle. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of interesting.
It is. So, North Korea's Kim Jong-un visits China.
China.
So China said on Wednesday it won a pledge from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to denuclearize the Korean peninsula during a meeting with President Xi Jinping.
Really?
He pledged in China. He pledged in return that China would uphold its friendship with its isolated neighbor.
We'll be friends if you stop trying to blow up the world.
Pretty much.
Can you do that, buddy? And Kim's just like, I don't know.
So the trip was Kim's first known journey abroad since he assumed power in 2011, and is believed by analysts to serve as a preparation for upcoming summits with South Korea and the United States.
That's good, because that's going to be a thing.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's good that he's now reaching out to try and make some peace, I guess.
I think it's really more along the lines of he really has to, and he doesn't really have a choice at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Beijing had a choice, he wouldn't.
Yeah, no, of course. So Beijing has traditionally been the closest ally of the secretive North Korea. But ties have been frayed by North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons and China's backing of tough UN sanctions in response.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely caused some stress and strife for them, and I know China has posted a lot of Chinese soldiers along the border to prevent North Koreans from migrating to China, fleeing.
To
Because
prevent
it's a
North
legitimate...
Koreans from fleeing North Korea.
Pretty much, because China doesn't want to deal with them. They're like, we're allies, but we're only allies with the leadership. You normal
We're allies,
North Koreans.
but only allies in spirit.
Pretty much. It's like, we will shoot you on sight.
Pretty much. I
So,
mean, at least the South Koreans are nicer. Shit.
well, yeah, the South Koreans want the North Koreans to defect to South Korea.
Let's see if that works.
So North Korea is willing to talk to the United States and hold a summit between the two countries, he said. The issue of denuclearization of the North Korean peninsula can be resolved if South Korea and the United States respond to our efforts with goodwill, create an atmosphere of peace and stability, while taking progressive and synchronous measures for the realization of peace, Kim said. Xi told Kim in return that both sides had stated repeatedly that their traditional friendship should be passed on and developed better. This is a strategic choice and the only right choice both sides have been made based on the history and reality. The international and regional structure and general situation of China and North Korea ties should not and will not change because of any single event at a particular time, Xi Jinping said. It's definitely good to see North Korea wanting to make peace, however much it is. I do expect that the requirements for ending their nuclear program will require the United States Army to leave South Korea and the surrounding area.
Probably.
That's something that they would demand, because they state that they want denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, and South Korea does not have nuclear weapons, but America does. So I would imagine that that would be a requirement.
Probably.
We'll see what they say. But I don't think they're going to get what they want, and I don't think.
Is there a web
America
browser built into PS? Whatever. Yeah.
Yes, there is a web browser built into PS4.
It's like not on my main application screen, but I have to.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
have
of hidden.
to update before I can do everything. So I'm updating. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
so we'll see if there's peace in the region east.
were you gonna go over peace in the Middle East, but then didn't get that?
Yeah, I tried to work it.
That's funny. People call Kim Jong-un fatty on the train to dodge Chinese censors. As China banned all mention of Kim Jong-un on its internet, excuse me, during his secretive visit, people on the internet dodged the ban by calling him fatty on the train instead. Cool. I'm sure that'll trigger him. In an attempt to keep the visit under wraps earlier this week, China censored the characters for Kim Jong-un and North Korea from its internet. That's pretty bad. We're not that bad yet. As well as long-standing nicknames for the North Korean leader, such as Fatty Fatty. Okay. To circumvent the ban, some Chinese people picked other unflattering nicknames like Fatty on the Train and the obese patient. Reuters reported. Others used more diplomatic terms like the visitor from the Northeast and the sibling next door. On Tuesday, 4 of the top 10 block terms on the microblogging site Weibo were Kim Jong-un, Fatty the Third, North Korea, and Fatty Kim the Third, according to Free Weibo, a site that tracks censorship on the platform.
Are you further away from your mic? You sound a bit further away.
A little bit.
There you go,
Beijing temporarily barred terms like Kim the Fat KimFat3, and KimFatty3 from the internet in late 2016, as people speculated over the North Korean leader's weight gain. Lord have mercy.
I mean, he has gotten fatter.
I mean,
I mean, you can see it
grandma's
in his fat
cooking.
face. His grandma's probably dead.
Oh no, for most definitely. She probably told him he was crazy, and he's like, "I'm not crazy, you're dead."
Well, I mean, he is killing anything that could be a threat to his supremacy.
Yep.
He also has like a harem of women along with his girlfriend.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Vladimir Putin. I mean, he's,
Is
the
Vladimir
manliest
Putin
man
married?
of all Russia. I don't know. I think so.
Hmm.
But like, have you seen his pictures where he's the manly man of Russia? I mean, he's probably got loads of women that are just like, take me, Putin,
Mhm.
Putini, Poontang, Putin.
Speaking of Putin, Russia expels U.S. diplomats in a tit-for-tat measure.
What's funny is like, they weren't even. It wasn't even our country. It was the UK.
Yeah, but we have to stand united with our international allies because it's fucking.
So wait,
Yeah.
did we expel all Russian diplomats from America because of the
We've
thing?
expelled like 20 or 30 diplomats, I believe.
Mm,
Because the thing is, and what most countries already know, is that intelligence agents come to these countries under diplomatic status, which
mhm.
basically gives them diplomatic immunity, because as far as those countries can at least identify their, diplomats, quote unquote, on paper,
Mhm.
even though they're actually intelligence agents. But all countries actually do it that way, because they know that's how that works. And all countries pretty much have an unspoken agreement that, look, you don't mess with mine, I don't mess with yours, we both know what's going on, but we can't do anything about it, so we deal. Which is why whenever the UK expelled a bunch of the Russian diplomats, it's basically, they basically said, yeah, there's Russian intelligence agents in there, and it's going to be a blow to Russian intelligence in the UK.
Yep.
I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. It's just like, yeah, all the world countries know that we're all doing shit and we can't do anything about it, but we know it's happening.
And it's not that they can't do anything about it. It's just that why bother? I mean, the biggest players that it matters are well, America and Russia and them. But if none of us care, which hey, we don't. That's
Well, we
weird.
care, there's just not much we can do because they technically follow the international laws, and if we decide to say, nah, you fucking people don't have diplomatic immunity, it would cause a global
No, I don't. I
backlash.
don't think we care as America because we could do the same thing. It's like, oh
No,
look,
we
they get
do
to
do
cheat.
the same thing.
I
Everybody
know.
does it.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like why we don't bring it up is because well we have people everywhere. Actually, realistically, America would probably get away with keeping people everywhere. It would just be the whole oh yeah that's just America being the global force for good. All of those military bases those totally aren't listening sites for everything in your country. You totally can't track that a lot of your country's data somehow magically routes through this single military base. Nah,
Mhm.
never.
So, Russia has expelled 60 US diplomats and closed the St. Petersburg consulate in response to the United States' action over a spy poisoning case in the UK. So, Russia's foreign minister said other countries that expelled Russians could expect a similar response. More than 20 countries have expelled Russian envoys in solidarity with the UK. Among them is the United States, which ordered 60 diplomats, I was wrong, 60 diplomats to leave, and closed the Russian consulate in Seattle. In response, Russia declared that 58 US diplomats in Moscow and 2 in the city of Yekaterinburg.
Compton. No, I said in the city of Compton.
Yeah, Yekaterinburg to be persona non grata.
Yeah, Tier Tarangar. Yep, got it.
Yeah, Yekaterinburg, yep. Fuck, if Titangar was in Russia, we'd be in a mess of trouble.
Nah, 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 nah. That's fine. We'll just paddle the duck boat across the water again. That's cool.
Across the fucking ocean.
Yep.
Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said U.S. Ambassador John Huntsman has been informed of the retaliatory measures. Let's see. Later, a U.S. State Department spokeswoman said Russia's action showed it was not interested in good relations with other countries, and the U.S. reserved the right to take further actions. Experts from the Organization of Prohibition of Chemical Weapons arrived in the UK on March 19 to test samples. The results are expected to take a minimum of 2 weeks, according to the government. Then we shall see what happens from the results. I mean, it
where they
surprise
actually
me.
came from. 'Cause, well, like, you know, everyone's saying they came from Russia, but Russia's trying to say they didn't come from Russia. So what happens if it actually didn't come from Russia?
Well, then I
What
suppose
kind
they
of
try and
political shitstorm would that start up?
well, I suppose they try and figure out where it comes from at that point. Then, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it did come from Russia. I mean, it's something that Russia would do.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it's like the same stuff that we do. I'm sure we kill people all the time. Except, like, as much as I want to say, you know, America's bad at doing it secretively, you know, we can make people disappear relatively easy. That's why I know
I mean,
better
hell, it
than
doesn't even need to be
trust
easy. You can
anybody.
just pay some fucking gangsters off through some, like, 2 dozen intermediaries.
Nope.
And then it just
Nope,
looks
can't.
like, these gangsters just killed this guy. Easy.
I guess. No, I don't think they use gangsters. No, I mean, like, make people disappear, as in, like, delete their, basically all of the records of everything. Like, they get them assassinated by some sort of spec ops, maybe team or a couple people, whatever. Some assassins. I'm fairly certain there are assassins. You know, not like as many as John Wick would make you to believe, but realistically, there is probably assassins. I mean, you know, you can pay a mercenary group to go do anything really. So, but to do that, and then they also just subsequently delete that person's entire existence from everything, every single U.S. database and all, like they never existed.
I doubt that's as easy as you think. I mean, we work in IT. You know how fucking hard. I mean,
No,
I'm just gonna do an SQL query, just like SQL query users, fucking whoever the hell we're trying to delete.
Well, that's not necessarily too hard. I thought you were trying to say like how hard it is to delete somebody. I was like, it's pretty easy to fuck up and delete the wrong thing, and it's gone forever. Making something
Yeah, but
disappear from computer networks forever isn't hard.
there's also a fucking like a couple hundred, thousands of databases that don't communicate with each other. So that's what I'm trying to say is that
the only database that really matters and the biggest one is the Social Security one. That's the one that's tied to your basically your existence, your birth certificate, all that. If that gets deleted, guess what? You don't fucking exist to the United States. Hello. And whenever anybody tries to search you up, you don't exist. What credit? What other, everything really relies off your social security number in the United States. If they delete that, they could literally delete your existence.
I mean, if you're still alive, you can just be like, yeah, I need a new social security number or something.
Yeah, but then if you do that, then they would probably all of a sudden you just see black vans pull up, and then they'd be like, this dude's.
I really think you're just overblowing the.
I mean, it's
power of the government. The government is incompetent in the best of times.
They can be, but they can be scarily competent whenever there's a reason. I mean, the people
50-50.
in power and the people that you seem to think make decisions are grossly incompetent. Sure, but the people that are like, if somebody wants you to disappear, and it's somebody that has the ability and the control and the power to make you disappear, then you'll probably disappear. Because those people that have that kind of control and the people that would want you to disappear wouldn't be the president. That's for sure. Or wouldn't be any of his cabinet because goddamn they're all fucking retarded. But anyway.
Anyways.
So Saudis, SoftBank planned world's largest solar project. Saudi Arabia and the SoftBank Group Corp signed a memorandum of understanding to build a $200 billion solar power development that's larger than any other project. What is up with Saudi Arabia just going big or going home on everything? Like, seriously.
The thing about Saudi Arabia is this is really because they're worried about oil. Because for the longest time, Saudi Arabia was the oil nation. Even OPEC ran the world oil market.
It is. It's not still the oil nation? Question mark.
Oh no, it still is. But I mean, they understand that oil will not last forever. They know that their time is running out and it's going to run out quickly. So they're doing everything in their power to limit their reliance to reduce their reliance upon oil, because they know reasonably enough that it's going to end, and it will end easily within the next 100 years, I would bet.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nice.
you know, that's just what's going to happen. So they need alternatives.
Interesting. Exponentially. Let's see. So, SoftBank founder Masayoshi Son. Interesting. Is that some? Is that an Asian guy?
You know, he's Japanese. SoftBank
Oh, that's
is like a
SoftBank. Yeah,
huge
Japan.
Japan day.
Yeah, known for backing ambitious endeavors with flair. What does he do? Just run around and like make everything gold? I want it all gold. Instead of I want it painted black, he's like I want it gold. Anyway,
Yeah.
unveiled the project Tuesday in New York at a ceremony with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The powerful heir to the
MSB.
throne of the world's largest crude exporter is seeking to diversify the economy and wean off a dependence on oil. Good for him, honestly. While the kingdom has for years sought to get a foothold in clean energy, it was only in 2017 that ministries moved forward with the first projects, collecting bids for a 300 megawatt plant in October. At 200 gigawatts, the SoftBank project planned for the Saudi desert would be about 100 times larger than the next biggest proposed development and more than double what the global photovoltaic industry supplied last year.
I mean, that's
I'm
huge. I
guessing
mean, we
that's
talked.
a scientific term for solar panels.
Yeah, because they were talking about. So one of the biggest upcoming projects right now is only
It's
2 gigawatts.
like the
Like
one
what
in
they're doing
China.
here. Let me see. What is China's?
China has
solar
a pretty
panel?
big one. Anyway, according to data compiled by Bloomberg and New Energy Finance, it's a huge step in human history, Prince Mohammed said. It's bold, risky, and we hope we succeed doing that. If built, the development would almost triple Saudi Arabia's electricity generation capacity, which stood at 77 gigawatts in 2016, according to BNEF data. About two-thirds of that is generated by natural gas, with the rest coming from oil. Well, I mean, two-thirds not coming from oil is already pretty good.
Yeah.
Only small-scale solar projects are working there now. SoftBank was said to be planning to invest as much as $25 billion in Saudi Arabia over the next 3 to 4 years. That's a boost for Prince Mohammed, who's been at the forefront of the Vision 2030 campaign to diversify the kingdom's economy away from oil by that year. Nice.
So China currently produces about 125 gigawatts of power through solar right now.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is gonna beat China out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, China themselves are planning to devote 360 billion to green energies. But this is probably just this is just the first for fucking Saudi Arabia, and it'll take nearly. Well, it's actually almost 2020, so it'll take about a decade to get fully into place. But this is still impressive.
Mm-hmm. It's good to see the rest of the world going green while we sit here and go, ooh, oil. No, 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 no. The American oil memes. Did I ever share that Facebook page
No,
with
you
you?
never shared them with me.
Damn. I think I tried to one day, but my internet ran slow, and then I just stopped giving a fuck. Probably relative.
Yeah, but I mean, this is. I mean, these countries, they're not idiots. I mean, MSB is fucking. He's a bad guy. I don't trust him. And
He's a bad guy. I don't trust him. Okay.
look, I mean, he's doing some good shit, sure, but I mean, I still don't trust him. He's up to something shady. That's the only thing I would expect out of a Saudi Arabian prince.
I mean, the Arabian prince needs your help.
And then China, well, with Xi Jinping now taking over power pretty much forever, as he can now legally do, apparently.
hmm
So, because these countries are going green, it's bad because their fucking leadership is some fucked up people. In some ways.
hmm
But America needs to go green. We need to be doing these 300 gigawatt fucking installations and devote hundreds of billions of dollars instead of giving hundreds of billions of dollars to the military.
Yes.
I mean, shit, because the
Actually,
military's...
no, wrong. This is what we should do. Like, it's kind of like my sister who shared one of these Now This videos. We should figure out an efficient way to basically burn trash without, expelling toxic fumes in the atmosphere and generate power with trash. Because we have a big trash problem, too.
Well, yeah, we do. And that's going to be super difficult because you can't, because if you just take general trash, there could be anything in there. And then,
Apparently, it's done in whatever, one of the European countries, Eastern European, I don't know.
well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but I mean, those European countries probably actually properly recycle and divide their materials.
Well,
We don't do that in America.
Yes and no. Some places do. Some places even have it so efficient where it's like single sort, like literally just throw everything, but then the company will list it. Now, whether they do that or not, you'll probably come to find out that they don't. But like since the EPA is controlled by Republicans right now, nobody will ever figure that out. Also, trash is really low on the list. Nobody gives a fuck about what happens with trash. They just don't
No,
want
nobody
it there.
does. Yeah, but I mean, it's the environmental impacts is important, and being able to appropriately filter whatever it expels out.
But really, the only thing that's bad that's what you have to worry about is plastic. You can burn everything else. You just can't burn
I mean, a
plastic. Am I
battery?
getting a phone call? Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, well, he takes a phone call. I'll continue off of this conversation and move towards Egypt. So Egypt's Sisi heads for a landslide election with a low voter turnout. So President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi cruised toward a landslide victory against no real opposition, but early results showed a lower turnout than the vote that brought him into power in 2014, despite efforts to get more Egyptians.
The guy went to deliver my food. I was like sitting here. I'm like, where's my food? And then apparently he went to tell, even though that's not the one that was a dream. Could have been Google's fault, but I don't know. He's like, hey man, that's the wrong room, and I'm like, no, I'm in my room, in 111. I'm gonna go stand out my door and wait for this man, probably. And let me see. See, I'm on the first floor, so I can just like open up my window right here, just crack this open, sit here and look. Anyway.
Just open the window and be like, yo, right here.
I can't open the window. I was just about to check my email too. I'm like, what the fuck is my food? Yeah. Well, at least the other people didn't accept my food and just like fuck me over.
Yep.
Like, nah, man. Anyway. Yeah,
so this week's vote had been long set to hand Sisi a second term after a crackdown against serious contenders left one challenger widely dismissed as a dummy candidate.
Is this another somebody taking over someplace again?
Yep.
Oh yeah, those are.
So basically, fun. This has roots in the Arab Spring when the people overthrew the government of Egypt and a lot of fucking North Africa overthrew their corrupt leadership. So they did that. The people took over, and they didn't really have any like real plans on what to do once they won. So, in the absence of power, a vacuum formed, and that led to Al-Sisi, who at the time was a military general, to say, to try and organize things. Basically, after that happened, they had a election, and the person who won was a Muslim Brotherhood candidate, who generally causes a lot of problems in the nation, and is rather conservative, and I don't know how he got to power, but apparently the youth, some people didn't really like him. He was also really cracking down on... He was also really cracking down on, like, civil liberties and such, so, like, music in public and dancing and a bunch of other shit. Basically, making the country a terrible place for people to enjoy themselves and live happily. So, the people didn't like it, but they really couldn't do anything because he was democratically elected. But then the military didn't like him, so the military's like, fuck it, we're gonna take over and rule this shit. So the military deposed the democratically elected president, and then the head of the military, or one of the factions at the time, is General Al-Sisi. And he's like, I'm running this bitch now, essentially. And the people were all like, yay, he's liberated us from this Muslim Brotherhood candidate who's cracking down on freedoms and liberties and shit. It's a great day for Egypt. Needless to say, he did just as bad. Anyways, so critics say the austerity and unprecedented crackdown on dissent have eroded Sisi's popularity, but supporters say such measures are needed to stabilize the North African country after years of unrest. Early estimates by state media place the turnout at about 40%, well below the 47% in 2014. Sisi is expected to win more than 92% of the votes, state media said. He won 97% last time, and like we said last week, winning over 60% of a vote is a fucking dictatorship. So authorities urged...
Woo, I got food!
Nice.
Yep.
So he finally found the right hotel.
Yeah, no, I called and he's like, you at that one? I'm like, nah, I'm at the other one. Oh boy, so let's see what I got here. I got my sauces, got my bread, I got my fantabulous stuff here. Sweet. Got my cheese fries, got my ribs, got my onion blossom. My onion blossom looks kind of burnt, but you know, whatever, how.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my Outback Steakhouse.
You do that.
I will.
So, preliminary reports suggest that turnout is down compared to 2014, despite all efforts being made to raise the number. But it's not clear what consequences the turnout will have on the government that doesn't appear to believe people should have a say in who rules them to begin with. Which, that's basically true. The government is basically like, fuck it, we run this shit and you can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So all serious opposition dropped out of the election race, citing intimidation after the main challenger, another former military chief, was arrested. So he doesn't even give a shit. He's like, fuck you, I'm ruler.
Fuck you, I'm Millwall, basically.
Pretty much. Egypt's election commission said the vote would be free and fair, and Sisi said he'd wished more candidates. Of course, I wish more people would have run against me in my totally democratic election.
You know what I didn't get? I didn't get my free silverware. Those bastards. Got my free bread, though.
So Sisi's presidency has returned the military to power after turmoil following the 2011 uprising that toppled longtime leader Hosni Mubarak. Well, that's it for world news, folks. Everything is in peril and it's burning down around us.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of what we cover almost every week. Sadly.
But moving on to U.S. news. And while you read that story, I will step away for a moment.
Alright. Anti-pipeline campaigners found not guilty. You know what? I really need to have the Restream chat open. Or something. I think I can open up my own here. just in case anybody talks. Not that I expect anybody to talk, really. But, you know, one can dream, eh? One can dream. Anyway. Anti-pipeline campaigners found not guilty by judge because protest against climate change crisis was legal necessity. So this sounds like some good news. You know, that's Coca-Cola and not Dr. Pepper, but I'll take it. Anyway. More than a dozen protesters who clambered into holes dug for a high-pressure gas pipeline said they had been found not responsible by a judge after hearing them argue their actions to try to stop climate change were all a legal necessity. On Tuesday, Judge Marianne Driscoll of West Roxbury District Court found all 13 defendants not responsible, the equivalent of not guilty in a criminal case. She did so after each of the defendants addressed the judge and explained why they were driven to try to halt the pipeline's construction. Speaking outside the court afterwards, Ms. Gore, 44, director of the Center for Earth Ethics and Union Theology Seminary, Jesus Christ, that's a mouthful, in New York, said the court's decision was historic. What happened today was really important, she said. Of course, I mean, you know, standing up for what you believe in and stuff, you know, and keeps doing your voice, and also peaceful protesting. I mean, even if you're, you know, blocking the way of something, it's still peaceful. To condemn that would just be stupid, honestly. Especially whenever, again, these people are preaching nonviolent means and they're just trying to get their voice heard. Like, it's really not too big of a problem.
And back, folks. Hope you weren't waiting long.
Nope. The people were found not responsible by reason of necessity. The irony is that we are making ourselves responsible. We're part of the movement that is standing up and saying we won't let this go by on our watch. We won't act like nothing's wrong. At the end, she said they were all not responsible by reason of legal necessity. She said she expected an audio recording of the hearing to be made available by the court, and her group would then share it.
Yeah, it's pretty unprecedented for this to happen. This is, you know, a landmark decision by a judge.
Well, as I was saying before you came back, that like this should be the proper response to, you know, peaceful protesting.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't condemn those that are, you know, peacefully protesting and not inciting violence and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, my Dr. Pepper is actually a Coke. Depressing.
The better drink. Yes.
Well, no. Dr. Pepper's really good, but the better drink is Big Red. Not sponsored by Big Red TM. You fucking up over there?
Trying to get this damn bottle of cider open. I don't have a bottle opener on hand. I'm just gonna look at it.
The cider should just the Angry Orchard's a twist off, dude.
Nope, it says use a bottle opener.
Should be twist offs. They're always twist offs, unless you got them from some weird place.
I got them from this.
Should be twist offs. I mean, unless it's a different one, because the ones you buy at Walmart are twist offs.
No, definitely not twist off. I keep turning and turning and it keeps spinning. I don't know. Like that, I bought it at the States. Yeah, whatever. I'll get to the next story.
I mean, this is your next story. You mean, while I'm doing the next story.
Yeah. So, judge rejects Saudi Arabia's attempt to toss the 9/11 lawsuit.
Wait, what?
So, a judge on Wednesday rejected Saudi Arabia's motion to end a New York lawsuit seeking to hold it responsible for the September 11 attacks. In dismissing the motion, U.S. District Judge George Daniels said plaintiff's allegation met the requirements for the court to assume jurisdiction under the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act. So this is actually really good news.
So we're holding them
Saudi
accountable?
Arabia responsible for supporting terrorism, yes.
Well then, interesting.
Because, I mean, it's always basically been assumed that Saudi Arabia is doing it, not directly, but through their charity groups. Because, essentially, what people like to say...
Did you just do air quotes?
No.
Well, you said charity groups really, so you're like, charity groups. So that was funny.
People like to say that Saudi Arabia is the number one state sponsor of terrorism, because as a part of their religion, because their particular sect is called Wahhabism, or Wahhabism, which is a fundamentalist Muslim Islamic ideology, and one of their core tenets is to spread Wahhabism wherever and however they can. And Saudi Arabia devotes
It's the same thing
millions.
about Islam in general.
No, but this is even more virulent because they devote millions. Because, I mean, Wahhabism has the backing of Saudi Arabia. That's billions of dollars. And they spend it. They devote tens of hundreds of millions to spreading the good word of Wahhabism to everywhere.
Man, if only the Mormons would learn that.
Oh, the Mormons do it. They just don't have the kind of money that Saudi Arabia has, of course. Anyways, so Congress passed the act in 2016 over then-President Barack Obama's veto, allowing the claims to go forward against Saudi Arabia after they were rejected once in the courts. This has marked the first time that Congress has successfully overridden a veto from Obama. It's really interesting. I imagine he did it because it would harm U.S. relations with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So then it looks like he is the Haji man, or whatever.
Yeah. Is he really an American?
He's not.
Tune in next time.
Not my American.
So this is a really historic day for the families, says Sean Carter, attorney for the plaintiffs. The families have been trying for many years to have an opportunity for the Saudi government to answer on the merits. Hundreds of victims, relatives, and injured survivors, along with injured corporations, sued the Saudi government in 2003, saying its employees knowingly assisted hijackers who carried out the attacks and fueled al-Qaeda's development into a terrorist organization by funding charities that supported the group. So 15 of the 19 attackers during 9/11 were Saudis. The U.S. investigated some Saudi diplomats and others with Saudi government ties who knew the hijackers after they arrived in the United States, according to now declassified documents. The only caveat here is the 9/11 Commission report found no evidence that the Saudi government, as an institution or senior Saudi officials, individually funded the attacks al-Qaeda masterminded. But the Commission noted the likelihood of the Saudi government sponsoring the Saudi government-sponsored charities did. So, I mean, like I said, Saudi's a funder of world terrorism.
I mean, maybe not on purpose, I don't know.
Oh, no. I mean, they invest money into very particular places.
Maybe. I mean, they invest their money into a charity organization. Whatever organization does with it. Whatever they do.
No, they invested. It's a state-sponsored charity whose sole purpose is to spread Wahhabism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as they covered in the past in the UK, that they're covering, that they're paying for like religious schools and they're taking over whole fucking cities and kicking out the native Britons.
Yeah, we covered that story last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that's Saudi Arabia's doing.
Didn't know. I was unaware. Anyway. On the lighter news, or higher news, haha, Blue Moon Brewer launches marijuana-infused beer. I almost went marijuana. Anyway, the inventor of Blue Moon Beer is launching 3 marijuana-infused drinks that promise intoxication without the alcoholic headache. Interesting. Well, is it intoxication? I guess. I don't know. They should be careful about wording because then it might change the way laws work for being high and shit. Because I know it's under the influence, but intoxication is like different. Anyway, the drinks served chilled and initially only available in Colorado this fall, will contain no alcohol but will instead be fused with special marijuana formulas designed to mimic the effects of booze. Its developers say the drink will hit the user at the same pace as if they were drinking beer, so, like, not at all. This is really about brewing great beers that beer drinkers love, said Keith Villa, who developed Blue Moon Belgian wheat and worked for Miller Coors for 32 years. You just swap out an alcoholic beer for one of our beers. Some other companies offer cannabis beer, but they all lack the psychoactive compound THC. Instead, they're infused with hemp extract to give them a marijuana taste and helps them grab headlines. Federal law prohibits brewers from using marijuana in their beers. Villa's quote-unquote beer, because it lacks alcohol, skirts that federal ban, even though marijuana itself remains federally illegal. Weird. No, they're literally just tiptoeing the line to fuck with people, I think, at this point.
Well, it probably has a beer taste.
I was going to say, realistically, marijuana has a pretty awful taste.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, unless you have like a super, like specific strain type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no. Right.
But I mean, it's going to taste like beer, probably like Blue Moon.
It says it tastes like marijuana. I'm pretty sure that's why I just read.
Well, it says others make it taste like marijuana, even though it has beer in hemp. Anyways, so a woman pleads guilty to lying about being raped on Delta College County. Or Delta College campus. Sorry.
Yes? No, I said yes? Fucking justice?
So, a Saginaw County woman admitted in court that she lied when having claimed to have been raped by a stranger in the parking lot of Delta College. So, Merity Zolkowski on Tuesday, March 27th, appeared before the Bay County Circuit Judge, Judge Joseph K. Sheeran, and pleaded guilty.
Okay.
And pleaded guilty to one count of false report for felony, the only charge she faced. The charge is punishable with up to 4 years imprisonment and a $2,000 fine, though Sheeran indicated that he'll sentence her to probation and not impose incarceration on her initial sentence.
Oh, come on. Throw the book at her!
Nobody gets the book on that. Well, if you're a woman.
I mean, unless you murder people.
Not even then. Women who murder people get lesser sentences.
Do they?
Statistically.
Well then.
Yep. So, when Zolkowski first spoke with police over the phone on the night of February 22nd, she said that about 5:50 p.m. she'd been walking to her vehicle on the campus, fumbling with her keys, when a man grabbed her from behind. She said he grabbed her face and proceeded to rape her without wearing a condom. At one point, Zolkowski told investigators...
No, I'm just laughing.
She dropped her classes at Delta due to the attack, but police learned she had dropped her classes prior to February 22nd. And after failing to turn up any evidence that the sexual assault had occurred, police then spoke with Zolkowski, who changed her story to say she had been raped by an acquaintance earlier on February 22nd at his Saginaw County apartment. She did not want the man prosecuted, she told the police. The police interviewed the man Zolkowski named as her assailant. He said he had been with Zolkowski on the 22nd, and they had engaged in consensual sexual intercourse. He provided investigators with text messages that they had exchanged, in which Zolkowski claimed to have been raped by a stranger at a Walmart after they had separated. In another message, Zolkowski asked the man not to participate in the police investigation, court records show. So, did she even get raped? Who knows? Maybe. Probably not.
I mean, the whole cried wolf, basically, issue. But, crazy woman.
Well, I hope she does. I mean, she's just gonna get probation, which is unfortunate, because she could have fucked up that man's life if she didn't have the text messages. And then the fact that she texted him not to respond, not to participate with the police.
I mean, that makes
That should be an
more
obstruction of
sketchy.
justice cause, charge right there.
Maybe. It's only obstruction of justice if you do it to cops.
Well, that's what she's doing.
Mm-mm.
She's trying to tell the. She tries to obstruct justice by trying to tell the.
It's not obstruction of
scene.
justice unless she actually stops a police officer from doing his job. Obstruction of justice doesn't count if you stop somebody from going to the police. Because in the end, that person can make that decision.
And the thing is, if he didn't have those text messages, a prosecutor could still try and prosecute him.
They can be like, she went over there. Okay, that's true. All right, we're just gonna roll with that.
Yeah, and then even if she says no and she doesn't want anything done, the DA can still do it regardless.
Yep. But on top of that, like, she would still have to show signs of forced penetration or whatever, or rape, which she probably wouldn't. Because rape, as far as I know, rape leaves, not super lasting marks, but whenever you claim rape, and if you go in for an exam, usually there's whatever, however. I mean, unless you just conduct your sexual acts extremely rough, then, like, it almost looks like rape sometimes. But yeah. Hey. Living's interesting. Oh, is this actually
Stab
true?
your way down?
No, it's me using the arrow keys. Corey Feldman hospitalized after getting stabbed in the stomach. Police are investigating a reported attack on actor Corey Feldman in Tarzania on Tuesday night, officials said. Feldman, 46, was behind the wheel of a car stopped at a red light at Reseda and Ventura Boulevards about 10:45 p.m. when he said an unknown subject opened the driver door and made a stabbing motion with an unknown object, according to Los Angeles police officer Drake Madison. Feldman followed up by tweeting that LAPD are currently investigating this case as an attempted homicide, although he has his own speculations as it's connected to a group called the Wolfpack, who he says have been threatening him on social media. Feldman drove himself to the hospital after the incident, Madison said. A passenger in the car was not injured, he said. He claims he was stabbed, Madison said of Feldman. There is no laceration or stabbing to his stomach. So that's what I thought. He claims to have been stabbed, but there wasn't any mark. So that's been...
So it's suspect.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was just some bum trying to steal shit from him. Who knows? Or maybe he did get stabbed, but it wasn't, obviously, it wasn't a good stab.
I mean, because the person who said he was stabbed, there was no lacerations, was a police officer. Mm-hmm. Then again, the LAPD has not been kind to Corey Feldman.
No.
So, seeing as they vehemently denied that he had reported his sexual assault, even though they had the tape of it, and then they found the tape, and they still. Anyways.
Welcome to all police in America being absolutely the opposite of what police should be.
So San Diego reveals unorthodox homeless solution. I'll leave you in the chat to guess what it is, but I'll tell you right now. It is big tents. Apparently enough.
What?
Big tents. These actually sound really interesting tents, actually. So the prominent homeless services provider, Bob McElroy, calls the new structures located on the outskirts of the downtown San Diego the Rolls-Royce of tents. It's double insulated, has Wi-Fi, and it's the sunny seaside destination of the millionaire-funded attempt to get a grip on the emergency that sees thousands of homeless people sleep on its streets every night. The industrial-sized tent holds 324 people in a neatly spaced numbered box. People can even bring their pets, and 70 dogs live in the shelter. It offers a bed and services from healthcare to employment assistance to showers and laundry while people wait for a place of their own.
Wow.
That's surprising as
really
hell.
Good. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like I'm gonna come in and do what all these homeless shelters should do, except better. Also,
Yeah,
it's all
but I
out of
mean,
one tent.
yeah, but I mean, with homeless shelters, I mean, they get donations and sometimes government funding, so you can only do with what you got. This is millionaires backing this project.
This is the get those nasty poor people off of my streets.
So here's a quote. So you come in here with nothing and they provide everything, says Sylvia Salmon, 58. Cities throughout the western and southern United States, such as San Diego, face a dilemma. They're grappling with visible in transit street homelessness, and a supply of affordable housing is meager and increasing only slowly. This tent, along with 2 others built by the city, fill the gaps, known as a bridge shelter. It's not the first time that San Diego has housed people in large tents. For nearly 3 decades, 2 such structures, one for veterans and one for adults, went up during winter months, but the program was scrapped in 2015. Well, it's good that they had such a long-running program, but it's bad that the situation that called for them has arisen or arose.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna say they had tents like these once before, back in World War II, for all the Japanese and all the immigrants. Oof.
So, Shea and Selder say they represent a larger San Diego business community frustrated by the lack of action on the part of elected officials. It will take years to build necessary housing, Shea said in an interview. Do we leave those people on the street for 5, 7, 10 years waiting for housing to be built? Beds are prioritized.
Yes. No. What?
No.
Their question, yes. Do we leave people on the street? Yes.
So beds are prioritized for people with mental or physical disabilities who qualify for housing subsidies. They're also available to people who just need a few months of respite to get back on their feet. Everyone in the shelter is paired, and this is really nice. This next really nice. So everyone in the shelter is paired with a housing navigator whose job is to find them appropriate housing as quickly as possible. And the good thing is these 3 tents have almost 700 beds. So here's a quote. So without this, you can imagine how hard it is to find a client on the streets, says Amy Guillemot, the chief operating officer for Alpha Project, a service provider that runs the tent for adults. Now we know where they are, at least 700 of them. So that's good.
700 of
the tents look surprisingly nice and organized. I don't have a picture to show you.
I was going to say, pull up a picture to show that. Viewers at home. Oh, also, did you have the chat pulled up? The Restream chat? Okay.
And it is working.
Good. No, I mean, like, have it pulled up on your own browser.
Oh, I don't.
Because we had somebody say something. It was another one of those trolls, though. I totally just spilled honey mustard all over this desk. Fantastic. Anyway. Go ahead and start the next one if you would for me while I finish up.
Okay. So Facebook, even as it apologizes for its most recent scandal, funds a campaign to block a California data privacy measure. So just a few weeks before Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized for for the breach of trust that allowed Cambridge Analytica to...
Hell was that?
Me moving my mic into a more optimal position.
Oh, okay.
To access the private social media activity of 50 million people, Facebook plunked down $200,000 to fight a private data initiative in California.
Interesting.
Yep, the social media giant's donation matched others from Google, AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon. $1 million sign that the issue of how companies collect and share personal information is likely to grow into an expensive fight as election season unfolds in California.
Hmm.
Yeah, fucking hell, Google. You're supposed to be doing right, you people. The others I expect. You... I'm disappointed. I mean, then again, their entire purpose is fucking collecting people's information and selling it, so...
Google is the biggest data mine.
Pretty much.
So,
The businesses are fighting an initiative proposed by San Francisco real estate developer Alistair McTaggart.
see, but here's the thing that maybe you're missing. Like, some of these things have nice sounding names, but it's what's on the inside. There might be a couple things that Google disagrees on the inside that they're just trying to stop. Whereas most of the bill might be good, there's still, oh, for fuck's sake, there's still parts of it that are bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with politicians. So you gotta watch what they do, man.
Well, it's not a politician.
Well,
I mean, this proposal is being proposed by a real estate developer. Because apparently it's already spent $1.7 million on a measure that would allow Californians to prohibit companies from selling or sharing their personal data. So here's a quote. What we're proposing is some very basic rights. Let people find out what information companies are collecting, and let them have the ability to say, "Don't sell my information," says McTaggart.
some places already do that, thankfully enough. I think Google is.
A lot of them are in Europe.
I mean, like, I think Google does that.
Like Google Takeout. I don't know if it is entirely every bit of data they have on you. They say it's supposed to be, but I don't know if it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, McTaggart, who was inspired to draft the initiative after chatting at a party with a Google engineer, who told him that people would freak out if they knew how much the companies track, compile, and sell their personal information.
Well then, Kenneth. But Kenneth, you already knew that because you let them into your life. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, Google, I use you, but only when I want to.
I mean, you use a Chrome browser. You're probably logged into it.
No, why would I be logged into it? The fuck?
Why wouldn't you be logged into it?
Because then everything would be tracked, would it not?
Yes, it would, but I mean, it's also the convenience of syncing all your information together.
Nope, don't care. I mean, it's nice, like, for my family. I didn't have to transfer over any favorites. That's about it. It's just my favorites. So I would like.
And it's also actually really nice because they're actually integrating in with Android now. So, like, if I have my since I have my password synced for like Netflix and Hulu and shit, is that now in the actual Netflix and Hulu app, if I just begin to start typing in my email address, it'll actually pop up with it, and if I click it, it'll actually fill in the password form as well. And then it'll ask me, do I want to save it? And I can hit save it, and it'll save it. It also works for other apps as well, I found. So it's actually pretty nifty that your passwords can now work on your Android phone.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, I still type in all my passwords manually, and I don't let anything ever remember a password.
Nah, I have too many damn passwords.
I do too, I just don't trust things and people.
Yeah.
There's zero trust. Alrighty.
Anyway, so though Zuckerberg said on national TV that Facebook has a basic responsibility to protect people's data.
I remember that.
The company has worked with other internet giants to beat back numerous efforts to increase consumer privacy. Consumer groups have been assessing whether the initiative, as drafted, does what it aims to do. Several now support it, although others, including the Electronic Frontier Foundation, which litigates civil liberty issues in technology, have not yet taken a position.
Yeah,
so basically says
they were saying what I was saying. So they were trying to see if it does what it aims to do.
And apparently several have backed it. So basically it says the measure here would give Californians the ability to opt out of having their personal data sold or shared by requiring businesses to display a button on their website that says, "Do not sell my personal information." Clicking on the link would take the users to an opt-out form.
I mean, that sounds perfectly good to me. My bitch ass would use it, maybe. I don't know, I'm too lazy to fill out forms. But, I might. So that's good. Alrighty. So, chemotherapy-free cancer vaccine moves from mice to human trials at Stanford. I'm assuming this is the update to the story we covered.
It's actually a different one.
Is it actually
No,
different?
no, actually it is. This is a two-part.
Yeah.
That's right. Fucking cut it.
Let me cut it.
Because this isn't an update to it.
Yeah, it is.
I forget.
We didn't cover we covered that it was being tested in mice and it was working, but now it's moving to human trials. This is new. This is an update to it.
I suppose it is.
So anyway, as I was saying, as my memory destroys Kenneth once upon a time. Anyway, as an update to a story we covered before about the magical two-part cancer vaccine that was being tested in mice, it had like what, a 99 or 96? It has some
97.
really high percentile.
97%.
Yep. Oh yeah, it says it right there. Goddamn. A recent Stanford cancer study that cured 97% of mice from tumors has now moved on to soliciting human volunteers for a new cutting-edge medical trial. The trial is part of a gathering wave of research into immunotherapy, a type of treatment that fights cancer using the body's immune system to attack tumors. Yeah, that's one of the ways they tried to do it in the past. Anyway, getting the immune system to fight cancer is one of the most recent developments in cancer. Dr. Ronald Levy, a Stanford oncology professor who is leading the study, the treatment is not a true vaccine that creates lasting immunity, but does feature a vaccine-like injection carrying two immune stimulators that activate the immune system's T cells to eliminate tumors throughout the body. Treatment does not work on all types of cancer, Levy said, because each type of cancer has a different set of rules regarding how it can be affected by the immune system. For the current trials, he's only looking for people with low-grade lymphoma, regardless if they have been previously treated. The two drugs we are injecting are made by two different companies and have already been proven safe for people, Levy said. It's a combination we are testing. That's kind of interesting. It's like we got this drug that does good and this drug. How about we just put the two together? And then,
No,
I know, but I'm just saying, like, how simple, it was. And it's just like, holy shit. Because I guess the biggest deal whenever they test that stuff is usually whenever, first of all, one medicine has, enough bad side effects on its own, and then two of them together usually would increase the risk of the bad side effects.
it's not really just the side effects, but it's also needing to know how they interact together.
That was the other thing I was going to say, was the interaction between the two. But usually you can take a shit ton of different medicines without having interaction issues.
No, well, I mean, a lot of the medicines say, like, you shouldn't take, like, a fucking acetaminophen with, like, an NSAID or whatever.
What?
Yeah, you're not supposed to take, like, acetaminophen with, like, what's the other one?
I mean, there's NSAIDs.
Like naproxen? You're not supposed to take those two together, I think?
I don't remember which one it is. I take Tylenol and Aleve together all the time. Which Tylenol's acetaminophen and the other one's an NSAID. Really, the big deal is with acetaminophen, the other thing that you're supposed to not do is take other things with acetaminophen in them, because it just like will fucking destroy your kidney.
Your liver.
Or your liver, yeah, whichever. It destroys one of your, filter organs.
It destroys your liver. Which doesn't even take a high amount, apparently. Like enough, like, repeated uses of slightly even over. It does some serious damage. Frankly, I wonder how my liver is doing.
Why, do you take way too much?
Occasionally, but then I stop because too much doesn't do anything, and correct amount doesn't do anything. So I just don't bother.
Nice.
Just over-the-counter medicines just don't really do anything for me. Hell, prescription stuff doesn't do it for me either. At least, like, the standard stuff. I don't know.
I know, you're a drug addict in the making. Go take some opioids, it'll work.
I don't wanna. Those are bad.
Yeah, but they work. That's part of the problem. They do work. Anyway. Alright. Uber avoids legal battle with family of autonomous vehicle victim. So, basically as an update to a story we covered. Was it last week? Was it the week before? I think it was last week. By the autonomous Uber vehicle totally murdered the chick. The family of a woman killed by Uber Technologies Incorporated self-driving vehicle in Arizona has reached a settlement with the ride services company, ending a potential legal battle over the first fatality caused by an autonomous vehicle. Christina Perez Hisano, an attorney with the firm of Bella Perez in Glendale, Arizona, said the matter has been resolved between Uber and the daughter and husband of Elaine Herzberg, 49, who died after being hit by an Uber self-driving SUV while walking across a street in the Phoenix suburb of Tempe earlier this month. Oh, that was in Phoenix. Man, I should tell my friend to
Mhm.
watch out so she doesn't get hit. Anyway, the
Well, they're
fallout
taking
from
them
the
off the
accident.
road.
Oh, I bet. As they in there strip them down and double check and quadruple
No,
check
no, no. I
everything.
mean, Uber has just stopped all testing.
Not really.
Hmm.
That's what I meant. They're gonna go back to the lab with the testing or something, or back in that
Yeah,
facility.
probably.
That's what I'm saying. And oh, did you see that Intel came out and said our self-driving like vehicle technology would have done better?
Of course. I mean, Waymo also said it.
Yep. Anyway, the fallout from the accident could stall the development and testing of self-driving vehicles designed to eventually perform far better than human drivers and to sharply reduce the number of motor vehicle fatalities that occur each year. See, the problem is that's to stop, driver on driver, car on car collisions, and not kind of people just popping out in the middle of the street like that. Because I feel like that's still going to be a problem if people just kind of
Well,
run out in the middle of the
realistically, you
street.
remember how we saw the camera footage?
Hmm.
So people have been doing their own tests because, like, of course, people live in a damn city and they're like, hey, that's not quite right. So
Hmm.
people have taken their own, like, dash cam footage of the same street in the same conditions,
Hmm.
but the street is a lot more well lit than what Uber's camera shows.
Yeah, because well, that was also still the thing is like I told you, I saw the chick's feet because she was wearing white shoes. I saw the feet, even
No,
though
no, no.
like
Like it's like if you were like kind of like our downtown. Like it's a fairly well like there's a street light like right near it. It's a
oh,
well
okay.
lit street.
Hmm.
Like it's not like super hidden. Like you can see pretty damn clear from what I've seen of the videos.
Well, I thought so too because if you watch, watching the video, there's street lights. Like you
Yeah,
could see the street lights.
yeah.
But it just looked like it was in an area that didn't have a section. It looked like honestly the headlights were pointed more down in that car, whatever specific model of car they were using, and that might have been the problem. Honestly, part of it, because like it's like the versus it's like let's see, take for instance multiple vehicles I drive. My mom's old Jeep versus my car. My car has much better angles and much better like lighting, even though I could see where it hard stops on each. And then take that and go to my mom's Jeep. I think my mom's new Jeep has the best lighting system out of all the vehicles that we have. That's probably one is because it's newer. Two is also because like the LED system is bright. And like the cool thing about my mom's new Jeep lighting system is you can see really well on the sides, which is my biggest concern whenever I'm driving, at 3:30 in the morning. I've seen so many deer on the side of the roads that like I can only see with my high beams, and usually I
Hmm.
can only see if they're like moving. And also like small things. I've seen possums that try to start walking into the road, and I'm like, no, you stay on the shoulder. Don't cross the road because if I hit a possum in my car, I'm gonna hit it and it's gonna die, and it's also gonna trash my car again. Like, not really bad, but it's just gonna probably break the plastic and it's gonna piss me off more than anything.
Hmm.
Now, if I hit a deer, it will probably trash my car a little bit again. But yeah. Anyway, Uber has suspended its testing in the wake of the incident. Toyota Motor Corp and chipmaker Nvidia Corp have also suspended self-driving testing on public roads as they and others await the results of investigations into the Tempe incident, believed to be the first death of a pedestrian stuck by a self-driving vehicle. Wait, Nvidia is in the self-driving car market? What?
Yeah, Nvidia is actually I think powering Tesla's cars.
Really? Oh,
Hmm.
so an interesting thing today, speaking of Tesla, about Texas Instruments, you'll be happy to know that Texas Instruments semiconductors are in Tesla's dashboards, or in
Huh.
Tesla's, inside the dashboards of Tesla motor vehicles. Because
Neat.
somebody had said that today, and I was like, that's cool. Kenneth would fucking get his dick hard for that.
I mean,
I mean, I'm getting halfway stiff here. I'm getting a good show. Anyway, the big question for government is how much risk are they willing to take if you can save net 34,000 lives are you willing to potentially have 10 or 100 or 500 or 1,000 people die? He said. And I think the answer to that today is that they're not willing to take that risk. And it's going to really slow down the adoption of autonomous driving. The good old sacrifice the few to save the many. And that's what I'm saying. The fatalities is going to drop, sure, but you're still going to have people are still going to die. The cars aren't going to ever, I don't think, get that safe where they'll be 100%, non-fatality.
I mean, they'll try their best. I mean, humans are humans, and we excel at killing each other and ourselves.
Sometimes they'll try their best, but I feel like some of the companies are just gonna eventually we're gonna get complacent with good rules, and then it's gonna get more lax, and companies are gonna start cutting corners with the technology.
Not really.
Just trying something.
I mean, as long as the government sets certain, if the government sets certain defaults, like you must have at least this, and this. Well, if you meet the minimum.
Yeah, but you and me both know that the government default minimum is like a fucking joke.
Yeah, but for autonomous vehicles, it's actually quite a lot harsher, the rules and such.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're pretty tight in what they can and can't do. So they're loosening them up here and there because, of course, companies need to be able to test. But it's still happening. Yeah, I think this will cause some issues with the autonomous driving. Hopefully not too much.
Most definitely. At least for a little bit until it just kind of disappears.
Well, it's the first death by an autonomous vehicle. This is one of the things that's going to go down in the history books.
But it's not the first injury.
No, not the first injury, but the first death. That's more important than, somebody got injured.
Well, it depends. Some of these people have been seriously injured by fucking, autonomous vehicles.
I know, but this is, precedent.
Mm-hmm. Expect more of it. Expect the robot uprising to kill more. Kill all human. I mean, I am David, and nice to meet you.
Yeah, and in my opinion, as far as autonomous cars, is I always state, and it is in my opinion that if you have an autonomous car, it should value your life above anyone else's. If you are in the vehicle and the car is driving, and it is going to, and it either, it either hits 3 people in a crosswalk or a concrete barrier and you die, it should fucking hit those 3 people.
And because it's semi I guess that kind of pushes elitism slightly and stuff like that. To be honest, but I don't disagree with you because
it's not really elitism. It's more of just the prioritization of the car's priorities. But the car should prioritize the protection.
We'll stop because the people walking the crosswalk probably don't have vehicles or anything in the first place because they're walking. It's maybe.
No, that's it. That's a presumption, that we just can't make. They could just
the fact that people's life. What you're saying is that your life is more important to other people's, and that is,
I'm saying the car should value my life more than others.
Because you're saying your life is higher up than theirs, or because you own the vehicle, and that you're in the vehicle, that your life is therefore more important than theirs. Not that you and I know you, and I know you don't want to actually say that, but that is what it amounts to.
I suppose in a sense of it, yes.
And that is, again,
because I mean,
textbook elitism. What's the word the SJWs like to use? What is it? Privilege. There you go. It's basically privilege.
Yeah, it's my autonomous car privilege show.
It really is. But
because I mean, that's
I'm
I think
saying all this, but I still agree with you because hell, I put down the money for this fancy dancy car, and if your dumbass goes out and runs out in the street and my car tries to protect you and fucking kills me, no. So I agree with you, but I'm saying,
I mean, it's not a nice thought, but I mean, it's something that realistically ethicists, and ethics people are talking about is that, with the rise of autonomous cars, these questions have to be asked. And I think a lot of people would agree that the priority should be to protect themselves. I don't think it should be I don't think the car should be well, there's one person in here, but there's 3 people over there. That's worth the least amount of harm that could be caused is if this one person in the vehicle dies versus the other 3 people who could be injured and killed. Thusforth, I will crash the car and avoid hitting the 3 people. The car should always prioritize the people within the vehicle.
Or the other thing is, stop trying to make random shitty cars autonomous. Beef up the autonomous cars with some of the top of the line, braking systems. Because Lord knows my car's brakes are better than most cars. And if you even upgrade my brakes further to like a Brembo, multi-piston caliper brake systems,
well, they're not
those
using...
things stop on a dime.
Well, they're not using cheap cars. I mean, like, Uber was using, like, a Volvo X80. Google, Waymo, I should say, just ordered fucking Jaguars, 21,000 Jaguars, new electric cars. I mean, Tesla's, of course, using Tesla.
Well,
Chevy's
Tesla,
using...
I know the Tesla stuff is good, but I mean, like, Chevy and them, I'm sure they're going to be using their shitty cars, to be honest.
I don't know. I think Chevy's repurposing, like, a van or something.
Exactly.
There's... But I'm just saying, it's like, companies that are leading this, or rather, I should say, certain companies.
I assume the Jags might be decent. Hopefully.
I mean, they're Jaguar's first electric vehicles, and I mean, it's Jaguar. That shit's gonna cost fucking $100,000.
Yeah, but it's their first electric vehicle. They might not put real man brakes in there because they'll be like, "Hey, look."
No, it's Jaguar, so they're gonna. So they would.
I don't know. Whenever I hear Jaguar, all I think is another one of those overpriced, shitty luxury vehicles, because that's what it is.
Maybe.
They're not. I don't think Jags. Now that I think of it, I think a lot of the Jags have performance stuff. They're really mostly luxury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd have to go find a Jag and stare at its brakes and be like, "Those are good brakes." Because the telltale sign is if the brake disc is about as big as the wheel, then it should stop almost on a dime. And braking systems have gotten so good, like I said, with that chick that was crossing. If I was behind the wheel of my car and I saw her feet like that, I would have been able to slow down enough to not kill her at the very least. She might still get hurt, but she wouldn't die. She'd get tapped, and she would get painfully tapped. And then I would yell at her for being a dumb bitch, but and then she has the depression of getting yelled at, the other pain, the mental pain. Anyway, you gonna read any of these?
Yep.
Oh, so you just threw in all of these at the end here to
read
off of...
I didn't get a chance to put them.
So I want to point out that my Outback Steakhouse food was depressing.
Oh?
I figured it was. Yeah, I told you I've never had good experiences, and this definitely is the same thing. The cheese fries, the cheese is melted on, but it's just not good. It's kind of burnt-ish. I don't know. Kind of like the cheese fries from Chili's at one time we got, or wherever it was. Chili's that had the burnt-ish cheese on it, right? Last time when you got the cheese fries, because you were saying something about sending it back, and I'm like, no, it's fine. That's basically what I got. Except mine's even drier. The cheese is just kind of stuck. And then the onion bloom is relatively burnt looking, and then even some of my ribs are kind of burned. It just wasn't good all around. Depressing. Anyway, so yeah, just spin up whatever story.
Okay, so Google defeats lawsuit claiming YouTube censors conservatives. So, I know this is a big thing going around where a lot of conservative channels are claiming that YouTube is deleting channels and removing content and basically trying to screw them over. However, they won their dismissal of a lawsuit in California accusing YouTube of censoring conservative content. In the decision late Monday, U.S. District Judge Lucy Coe, people who keep up with tech may have seen her name. She is the district judge for Silicon Valley, and she handles pretty much all of the big tech cases for the region there.
That's probably literally her deal.
No, I mean, it pretty much is, because she's in the district where they all are, so she handles everything that comes up. So she is extremely familiar with the tech industry and everything that they have to deal with. I would say. More than most judges, probably. Anyways, so she says in the decision that a non-profit run by conservative radio talk show host Dennis Prager of, you may recognize the name from Prager University. They run a conservative YouTube channel that talks about a lot of ridiculous things that they think is going on in the world. Failed to show that YouTube infringed upon its free speech rights by placing age restrictions on its content.
Mm-hmm.
The plaintiff, Prager University, like I just said YouTube's animus towards its political identity and viewpoint led it to curb access to videos, including through its restricted mode setting, on such topics such as abortion, gun rights, Islam, and terrorism, despite its stated promise of neutrality. But the judge said Google and YouTube, both units of Mountain View, California-based Apple Inc., did not qualify as state actors subject to the First Amendment by creating a public forum for speech.
Wait, what? Did you say Apple Inc.? What?
Or Alphabet Inc.
There you go. I was going to say, I was like, whoa. Well, the great Lord Satan is now Google. Let's not.
Yeah, so, the defendants are private entities who created their own video sharing social media website and make decisions about whether and how to regulate content that has been uploaded on the website. The plaintiffs have not shown that the defendants have engaged in one of the very few public functions that were traditionally exclusively reserved for the state. The San Jose, California-based judge also dismissed a claim that YouTube engaged in false advertising by implying that Prager's videos were inappropriate. Coe gave Prager a chance to amend its lawsuit and said the case demands an analysis of California's state constitution in the age of social media and the internet. Peter Opsteller, a lawyer for Prager, said his client will review its legal options, including a possible appeal. In court papers, Google acknowledged that deciding which videos to restrict may involve difficult and subjective judgment calls, but said that it should not be liable for trying to keep YouTube safe and enjoyable for all users. It says Prager's videos weren't excluded from restricted mode because of politics or ideology, and Coe's decision vindicates important legal principles that allow us to provide different choices and settings to users. So I imagine they restricted the particular videos on abortion, gun rights, and Islam and terrorism because they are, I guess, per Google's definition, probably sensitive videos that they wouldn't want, children accidentally running across.
No, the best thing is when you're a child and you run across the good old-fashioned sites of dead people in Iraq and shit. So good.
Yeah. Well, restricted mode doesn't mean they don't show up. It just means there's either... Because, there's YouTube restricted mode, which is kind of similar to, YouTube's kid mode. Where it blocks similar videos, but kids mode more curates the videos for kids, versus restricted mode, which blocks, sensitive, quote-unquote, topics. Which, I guess abortion, gun rights, Islam, and terrorism would probably qualify under sensitive topics. By most people. I would think.
Maybe.
Oh,
man. This fucking story.
Oh, yeah, that one.
I'm gonna cover it.
Take it away now.
Crazed girls flood Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz with fan mail. I mean, isn't he? No, he's still alive.
He's alive.
Yeah. So why are they flooding him with fan mail exactly?
Because they're desperate whores looking for attention.
Yes.
Attention whores. That's all it is. I mean,
a whore looking for attention. Gave me attention. Mass murderer Nicholas Cruz is getting stacks of fan mail and love letters sent to the Broward County.
I mean, it's kind of like Mace. It's kind of like a Charles Manson.
Manson, yeah.
Because he gets tons of fan mail.
Got an entire cult.
Well, he's dead now, I believe.
Did he finally die? No, he was sick. I'm not
No,
sure
he died recently. He died a month ago.
Did he actually die? I knew he got sick in jail, but I didn't know he actually died. Anyway, whatever. Along with Hunt, look it up, please. just to double check.
Yeah, he died November 19th.
Okay, so he died a couple months ago. Damn, he died a couple months before our birthday. Jeez. Why couldn't he die on my birthday? So that way there could be the birth of a new breed. No, anyway. A new breed of actual murderer instead of conspirator. Because, I mean, the guy really didn't kill anybody. He just told people to kill people. Like, come on. Come on. You gotta get your hands dirty. Jeez. Being called a murderer. Being one of the most well-known, like, crazy people. He didn't even actually kill anybody. Except for, I think he killed one person or two or three. Something like that. We talked about it. Anyway. He's getting stacks of fan mail and love letters sent to the Broward County Jail, along with hundreds of dollars in contributions to his commissary account. Damn, really? Teenage girls, women, and even older men are what? Older men. I'll see you in jail, boy. I don't know. And even older men are writing to the Parkland school shooter and sending photographs, some suggestive, tucked inside cute greeting cards and attached to notebook paper with offers of friendship and encouragement. Groupies are also joining Facebook communities to talk about how to help the killer. Oh my god. Some suggestive as here's some bra and panty shots. Here's some other things. Offers of friendship. Bro, that shooting thing you did, that was pretty cool. Teach me, senpai. Lord have mercy. The school shooter memes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. There's some. That was basically all I really wanted to read about it, but oh, hold on. hold up. So as we just talked about, the attraction of women to prison bad boys echoes the fascination with killers like notorious cult leader Charles Manson. Lyle and Eric Mendez, the Beverly Hills brothers, convicted in 1994 of murdering their parents, attracted a pair of brides while spending life in prison. So-called Bundy files sent bags of mail to Ted Bundy. Oh man, yes, Ted Bundy, the serial rapist murderer who was electrocuted on Florida's death row in 1989. Here's one of the quotes. I reserve the right to care about you, Nicholas, with like an exclamation point. That's terrible English, wrote a Texas woman in neat blue script in a letter addressed to the jail's post office in Fort Lauderdale. The letter was mailed 6 days after Cruz murdered 17 students and staff and injured 17 others with an AR-15 rifle at Major Marjorie
Yeesh,
Stoneman.
somebody sent him a picture collage.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at the pictures here. Oh, to be continued. My story isn't over yet.
Goddamn, that is a lot of mail.
There's a shirt with a meme on it.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick. That's pretty funny. Fuck off advertisement. Cruz Army fighting for truth and justice. Lord have mercy. False mention JROTC. Oh, this is one of his people. Interesting. Or it's just a picture.
A teenager wrote on March 15th, I'm an 18-year-old. I'm a senior in high school. When I saw your picture on the television, something attracted me to you. What in the hell? These people are ridiculous.
I will continue. I didn't read the last one. It said I will continue to pay for something. Let me see. Because I like click through a bunch.
Woman from Chicago enclosed 9 suggestive photos, including a shot of cleavage, another in skimpy bikini, eating a popsicle, and a tight shot of her backside as she bends over.
Nice.
18-year-old from New York wrote, no one else is dealing with your demons, meaning maybe defeating them could be the beginning of your meaning, friend.
I will continue to pray for you and your brother. You can write back if you'd like. Oh well, that's an okay letter. Ish.
It says over here, there are piles of letters, said Broward County Public Defender Howard Finkelstein, whose office is representing Cruz. In my 40 years as a public defender, I've never seen this many letters to a defendant. Everyone now and then gets a few, but nothing like this.
Shit, nobody write a letter or whatever. I end up on fucking...
So not all letters are from women. One card with a cat on the front is from a New York man sporting a bushy gray mustache. He enclosed photos of himself behind the wheel of his white 1992 Nissan convertible. That's a strange one.
I mean, what did he? What
That
did
man
he
should
say?
probably be investigated. I don't know. He didn't say. But that man should probably be investigated, I guess.
Investigated for
It's just a
what?
weird
Cruz is
thing.
19.
I know, but it's just a weird thing to send.
See,
I mean, all these other letters are weird.
because I was thinking that Cruz was a kid still, but then I realized he's 19. And I'm like, oh, I guess
Yeah.
everything's legal, so whatever.
Yep. So it says obscene mail or mail deemed to be a safety or security threat to the staff is returned to sender. We read. Let's see. It says we read a few religious ones to him that extend wishes for his soul and to come to God. But we have not and will not read him the fan letters or share the photos of his scantily clad teenage girls.
What? Why? Okay, wait. Why won't they read those fan letters? Because that would hype him up? Question mark.
Yeah, basically, they don't want to encourage it or his behavior.
No.
It's a reasonable thing not to want to encourage.
I guess it's true, but isn't it his mail?
Well, federal laws for prisoners, as far as mail, say they can do that.
Okay. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, when you're a prisoner, you don't have a lot of rights.
I mean, yeah, I knew that. You know, I'm staring at this picture in my room, and like, all I'm seeing are swastikas. Yep.
Yes.
All
So
swastikas
Finkelstein
all the
says
time.
he worries every day boys and girls are starting to view him in an elevated way, looking up to his fame and notoriety.
Yeah, that's
a definite concern.
There's a song on the Disturbed sings. It's called Legion of Monsters, and it's literally about this. Literally.
The letters shake me up because they're written by regular everyday teenage girls from across the nation. That scares me. It's perverted.
I mean, I guess it's perverted. I don't. That sounds kind of weird, but.
No, I mean, it definitely is. I mean, what they write and what they do and say and send and... There's definitely a problem.
I can get Fortnite. Oh, I can get Dreadnought. I can get all these free-to-play games on my PS4. I was not aware that there was a lot of these free games on here. Anyway.
Anyways, that about covers it.
Oh, you're not going to cover anything else? Or that story?
Well, that story, I mean...
Okay, I was going to say. I mean, you can stop covering stuff too. I don't really care one way or the other.
Yeah, we still got 13 more minutes.
Do we have 13 minutes? Are we timed here?
I mean, 13 minutes will round it out. We'll have 2 hours in. It'll be a good time.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm not going to go party tonight.
Barely 10. You can party till like 2 in the morning in those bars.
Party in the USA. Oh, it's a fucking MOBA.
I'm gonna cover this story and move on to the vegan one because that's funny.
Alrighty.
So,
is this literally just a League of Legends ripoff? Because that's what this looks like.
Damn you, Washington Post.
Oh, you just get blocked, cock blocked by it.
Haha, I actually found a thing that allows me to read it. Thank you, Mercury Reader.
Eventually, you're probably going to have to link that to me so I can download it because I'm going to run into the same issue. I don't know, you could consume more stories than I do, though, even though I read the stuff because of the, talk show. Actually, no, I don't read anything anymore. So, no, I probably won't run into the issue.
I mean, you could.
I mean, I could.
Anyways, so,
vegans
came... Yeah. So vegans came to protest his restaurant, so this chef carved a deer leg in the window.
Didn't we covered a story exactly like that?
Very similar to this. Are you
sure it's not
it's a different restaurant. I can tell you that for sure.
I just find it funny because it wasn't the last one like the butcher stared at everybody as he cleaved the fucking meat up, and they got super offended and scared for their lives or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is hilarious.
So vegans planned their protest for the middle of the restaurant's busy dinner time shift.
Same time.
The group of animal rights activists were incensed that Antler Kitchen and Bar, a locavore restaurant, which fucking stupid names, in Toronto, says that it highlights regional ingredients, served foie gras, and farmed meat meant to run in the wild. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yes. The
Get it.
problem with ... season 1 bonus. The problem with Apu. That's the video thing you were talking about.
Apu, Hasapu, Petalon.
And it's a free series and a free show that I could get on my PS4 that I won't get. I'm trying to find the damn web browser. Do I have to download it as an app? Because I can't
No,
find
it's
it.
built in.
I mean, like, it worked whenever I tried to confirm me doing stuff, but I can't find it. Is there an
I
app?
think they might have hidden it away. I'm trying to remember, I think there might have been an update that people were talking about where they tried to hide it because people were able to circumvent some shit or something.
Yeah, because, like, all I really wanted to use, because it's like my Xbox. Like, I can use the web browser on my Xbox perfectly fine. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the hell it is, unless it's on PlayStation Plus. I have no idea.
Anyways, so a group of them stood up last week in the front chanting, "You've got blood on your hands." Well, I mean, he is a fucking chef.
I know, right? You've got blood on your hands.
Thank you for stating the obvious, vegans.
And he's just like, "You're right, I do." And
And
I
holding
mean, that
a
would be
banner that read "Murder" in hot pink lettering. Then came the counter-protest.
And then I'd be like, "Why pink?"
It's noticeable, I guess.
No, I know. I'm just making fun of people. Anime,
So Michael,
manga, others.
I mean, his name is Michael Hunter.
Is he related to the Huntress? All around type moon. Oh man.
He's the father that left her.
Oh no, not like this.
So a chef and co-owner of the restaurant appeared in its window with a raw deer leg and a sharp knife. When he began to carve up the meat in full view of the protesters, some of whom later said they were disturbed for days.
Good.
I figured I'll show them, said Hunter. I'm going to have my own protest.
Wow.
This episode, which was captured on video by one of the protesters, has since drawn wide attention from local news outlets and social media. The event page created by the activists for the protest has since been inundated with comments, many harshly critical of the cause. So the chef is an avid hunter. Great, a hunter called Hunter.
I know, right?
Though he is prohibited by regulations from Ontario from serving the wild meat he eats at home, like deer, duck, and wild turkey. The restaurant's menu leans towards game and foraged foods like mushrooms. Apparently the dust-up began in December when an employee scribbled a slogan on the sandwich board for the restaurant's exterior says, "Venison is the new kale."
Oh, that's beautiful. Wait, why do I have No Man's Sky save data? The fuck?
You have No Man's Sky?
No, but apparently I played it. Oh, you know what? I signed into my account on Jesse's K station forever ago. I should end myself.
So the sign upset an animal rights activist who runs a dog walking business. Apparently she did some research and said that she took issue with the fact that the restaurant's serving foie gras. I'm trying to say it right and saying it wrong. The dish made from liver of fattened ducks or geese that is a long drawn complaint. Foie gras.
Why are random people adding me and trying to talk to me on fucking PSN? Are these all just bots? I'm guessing these are all bots.
Probably. But it's definitely an issue, because I've seen some of the farms where they produce it, and I mean, it's pretty brutal.
Oh,
because how they produce foie gras, because basically, in some of the farms, because to get a fattened liver like that, it's actually very unhealthy. It takes a shit ton of fat. So basically, they take this like long metal tube, shove it down their throats, and just forcibly stuff them with extremely fatty foods.
Sounds kinky.
And then they keep them in cages where they can't really move or do anything. It's really disturbing. And very inhumane. I mean, I may not agree with vegans on many things, but if this particular thing, I can agree, is an inhumane practice that should be ended.
Who is this person, and why are they my friend? I guess so. I don't know. I mean, like, It's only humane if it deals with humans. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, realistically, no, it's not. But eh. This is the thing. Like, yeah, there's vegans, and they talk about what happens to my food. But the point is, I don't give a fuck. It all ends up as a turd to me. So I could care less. First of all, I don't even care about human beings' lives for the most part. So why the fuck am I gonna care about an animal's life? Think about well, I was gonna say think about it that way, but yeah, I really don't care about people's lives. So, I just can't give a fuck. uh, Sounds awful though, but it is what it is. I don't mean to be terrible, but I just am. Players like you, Fate Extella.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
What?
Apparently, the head protest, like, they offered to reduce the frequency of the protest to once a month if the restaurant displays a sign on the window saying, "Attention, animals' lives are their right. Killing them is violent and unjust no matter how it's done." It mirrors the one that we covered about the Berkeley butcher shop, whose owners agreed to post a sign after
Oh,
4 months of protests.
that's what it is. They hid it in the thing called the library. You have to start the library to get to your applications to get to the internet browser. Can I put this anywhere? Options menu. Wait, that's not options. Options. Add to folder. Nope. Yeah, I can only add to folders.
These fucking vegans have nothing, like, who the fuck has time in their day to just be like, I'm gonna go stand in front of this restaurant for fucking 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, every day, or twice, 3 times, 4 times a week, and just protest? Fucking get a job, you goddamn vegans.
Get a job, you hippie.
As ironic as that sounds, and I mean, I'm generally pretty liberal, but the fuck do these people do all day?
Nothing.
I mean, they're just wasting fucking oxygen and time.
Did you say oxygen again?
Oxygen.
Thank you. I say it as the triggering happened anyway, and I can't stop it.
Anyways, folks, I guess I'll wrap it up here.
Come on, baby girl, now wrap that ass up.
So thank you.
I'll say I don't know what you expected there. Hold on.
Anyways.
I want to test to see if this works real quick. You can't end it yet. I'm trying to search us on Twitch real quick because I want to see if it works on my browser in the game or in the game. Fucking in that there. What is it? The PS4. All right, let's see. See if I pop up in top results, and then I can do it. Boom! I'm the only one. I'm a channel. It shows all the talk shows and stuff. Oh, it's good to know there's only one Harpy brother. And it said, wait, what? What? Hello, get out of my face. Go away. Go away. Start watching. So it is. We are live, and I'm just gonna check it here so I can see what you've been doing. Oh, now my voice is coming through the that there television. Oh no.
Yeah, it says with the anime talk show. I just never read the title.
Ah, yeah, that'd be correct. We streamed as the anime talk show the whole time. I love how you wait till now to tell me that. Oh well, I'll fix it on the upload, I guess.
Fix it in post.
Yep, so you've got the that thing going on the
How's
back.
the audio level sound?
Let's see. How do they sound? Test.
I mean, the vegans, they came to protest. So the ship carted your leg in the window.
Relatively good.
Okay, good.
You know what sucks? The the poor like hotel bandwidth is just as bad as my home bandwidth, and it just keeps stuttering. It's just stuttering and stuttering. When everybody asks why I don't watch the live streams anymore, it's this. But do you see the hotel's stuttering, but it recovers faster than mine. Like it hits the stutter like circle and it spins once and then it just loads again, or goes back. Whereas my house, like it'll stutter, like it'll pause and then spin for like a minute and then go back to like where it is live, and then it'll work for like a minute, for a couple seconds, and it'll do the same thing again, basically making it unwatchable. That's what doing.
Anyways, it's worth it.
Yep. No. Anyway, thank you for joining us on what's actually supposed to be Table Talk Thursday, episode 51.
So please join us again next week for our 51st episode. We will have been doing this 50-second episode.
For those of you that don't understand, that's a year.
Yes, we will have been doing this for 1 entire year. And I can say definitively that we've definitely improved in our methods and systems, and I look forward to doing this for another year with my great friend and host, Hobby Brother.
It's funny, I waved at nothing because I'm a fucking weirdo. Good job, me. I thought about it. I just waved to all the pictures in front of me, and I'm like, I'm so used to there being a camera in front of me when we do this. Now I feel bad. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and make sure to check us out next week. So we did, we had the year in review thing. You want to do? I guess we'll figure. Me and him will discuss.
We'll talk about it. And we'll figure out
special.
What we're gonna do.
So it'll be a special show for sure. Maybe we'll make it short and just have us drinking. The meet and greet is just go ahead and post on Reddit and be like, AMA, come hang out. And then we'll just get trolled by everybody, as usual.
Yeah, so, like I said, you can check us here. We stream every Thursday, of course. We start at about 8 p.m. CST.
See, I say 8:30 because it covers everything. Usually 8:30 p.m. CST. I always say 8 to 8:30. 8:30. That's exactly what I say.
Right, yes. 8 to 8:30 CST. You can also check out Harpy on this channel right here, HarpyBrother_1. Where he streams with another friend of ours, the Anime Talk Show
on Tuesdays at
7:30 p.m.
Yes,
Yep, where they do a seasonal review of that week's shows, and then the other week they do a interview with a guest.
Yes. And if you're interested in being one of those guests, as always, hit me up. We take anybody and everybody. Realistically, you like anime, you want to come and talk, hang out, that's cool. So,
yes, they're always looking for more guests, and it's always an interesting and fun time.
So there you go. Again, thank you all for joining us, and have a good night, everybody.